Hi everyone. Welcome to One Future Collective's open mic night. Tonight we will be inviting people to read poetry on the themes of gender justice and mental health. Before we begin, I'd like to spend a minute telling you about One Future Collective. We are a feminist, youth led, not for profit, nurturing radical kindness in individuals, communities, and organizations through the work that we do in three areas: gender justice, feminist leadership, and mental health. Our vision is to enable a world built on social justice led by communities of care. We are very happy to have you with us today. Before we begin, here are a few guidelines for you to follow during the event. Please keep your videos off at all times and keep yourselves on mute when you're not speaking. Please change your name to XYZ or anything else which is anonymous because we'd like to try an anonymous reading format for this event. Please note that all conversations in this virtual space are confidential and can't be shared ahead without the consent of everyone who attends the event tonight. If you have important calls, messages, or anything else to attend to during the event, please feel free to leave the space. While communicating with everyone here, please be respectful and empathetic. And if you're reading something tonight or speaking about something, please give appropriate trigger warnings. Thank you. Our first performance this evening is by Sabah Khan. Sabah is the co-founder of Parcham, an organization committed to a just world respectful of diversity. Parcham is best known for introducing the football initiative for adolescent girls in Muslim ghettos. Sabah mentors youth from vulnerable communities in taking leadership towards social action. Parcham created history with the first ever reservation by the BMC of a sports ground for girls in the country. Saba is also a consultant to the Transforming M Eastward project of Tata Institute of Social Sciences that seeks to create a model of inclusive urban development in one of the poorest municipal wards in Mumbai. She is member of the core group of the People's Campaign Hamara Sheher Mumbai on the development plan of Mumbai 2014 to 2034. She has been a member of the Muslim Women's Rights Network, a group advocating gender just laws since its inception in 1999. We are delighted to have Sabah here with us tonight.
Okay, so that was Boj Nazarka on the male gaze, which um, is not very is problematic and is also violence. The second poem that I'm going to read is Awaz by Neha, and I must say that Neha was just 16 when she wrote this poem. This group which we worked with, quite a few of them were really struggling to continue their education, not only because families didn't want them to as women, but also because of the lack of resources, which made this as a choice of who gets to study and who doesn't. So Awaz by Neha. जब हमने अपनी आवाज लोगों को सुनाना चाहा, तब लोगों ने हमारी जुबां पर कुफ्र लगाना चाहा। गलत को सही सोचकर जीते थे हम, झूठ को सच मानकर जीते थे हम, मर्दों को खुश देखकर जीते थे हम, खुद को पर्दे में रखकर जीते थे हम। कड़वे घूंट पीकर हमें खुश रहना था, अपनी खुशी मारकर हमें चुप रहना था। कभी रोजा कभी फाका करके अक्सर भूखा रहते थे हम। इतना कुछ सहने के बाद भी अपनी आवाज दबाते थे हम। मगर अब वक्त बदल रहा है, गम का अंधेरा पिघल रहा है। जो कल चूल्हा चौका करती थी, पढ़ाई के नाम से डरती थी, आज मैदान तालीम में उसी का रुतबा है, तारीख में भी उसी का किस्सा है। दुनिया रंग जाए जिसके अंदाज में, वो जोर है औरत की आवाज में। जब चूड़ी वाले हाथों ने कलम थामा, दुनिया में जैसे होने लगा हम। ये कलम एक बाढ़ लेकर आएगी, समाज की किस्मत ही बदल जाएगी। आएगा एक ऐसा वक्त दुनिया में, मिलेगा सही मुकाम औरत को हर घर में। And so that was written by Neha when she was 16 years old.
That was absolutely lovely, Sabah. Thank you very much for sharing with us. If anyone has feedback or would like to say anything about how they feel on listening to Sabah's poems that she just read. Please feel welcome to do so. And also, Sabah, if you'd like to share more about this story, we'd love to hear it.
Okay, I think that this has been it's been very interesting. We started this, we weren't really sure about how it would pan out. And I think that poetry, art, it has a lot of potential. It has potential to kind of create discomfort, it has potential to bring about change. That's why this meeting, we had something called the Progressive Writers Association. And we did a lot of reading of their writings when we started with this workshop. So when we started, the girls that we were working with had a lot of things to say about love, and love in the very Bollywood sense of love, of mar mitna, and jealousy, and main nahi to koi nahi kind of love. And that's when we started problematizing issues of love, about and so many other things, and then got into identity. And so I think that if one has the skill of stringing together words into poetry, then one should be able to also, I think that poetry has the potential to create so much change, get people thinking, and that's what we try to do with this. And I hope you'll enjoy it. You can also check out more poetry on our blog, on our website, if you are interested. And you can, of course, write to us. If you have anything to say, you can definitely let me know what you think about it now, and even for later, you can definitely write to us.
Thank you, Sabah. That was lovely. Sorry, was someone saying something?
Yes. Sabah, I just wanted to say that both the poems that you shared today are extremely beautiful and I think very relevant, unfortunately, in every ongoing context. But I love the story behind it and I love how it's become a tool, in my opinion at least, and I hope I'm correct, for a lot of young women to be able to express their voice. It's giving them a voice or just helping them amplify what they have within them. And I think that's so beautiful and so powerful. Thank you for sharing that with us tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Someone else has also said on the chat that it was beautiful, so thank you very much for sharing it with us. Thank you, Sabah. If you could maybe share the name of your website below in the chat box, I think people would like to reach out. They can be free to do so. All right, I think we're going to move on to our next performer. Our next performer for the evening is Meghna. She is a published poet and the founder of Poetry Dialogue, a platform that curates daily poetry and weekly art for its audience. She is an independent journalist and has been published in multiple publications. Meghna, we're really happy to have you here, and we're excited to see you perform.
Thank you so much for having me. Would it be okay if I turn my video on? Is that all right?
That's fine.
So hi, nice to see everyone here and not see everyone here as well. I'm Meghna and today's poem is very important for me. Lots of trigger warnings, abuse, sexual assault, violence. These are difficult subjects, but art is a great way to help us navigate these subjects because it's almost from a stream of consciousness. And this poem is called Trigger Warning as well because I am a survivor of domestic violence and rape. And One Future Collective has been helping me a lot to navigate my case. So I'm grateful to them as well. So in this poem, there will be certain references. If you find this disturbing, please lower the volume and just tune me out. I don't want to trigger anyone here. I'm grateful for all of you. And let's get started. Okay. Trigger warning. It comes for you when you're not looking. You're watching a movie with your friends and the woman on screen has her blouse ripped off by a man, but you are the one grabbing your chest and breathing faster than the heroine, getting up to run to the bathroom and falling to the sink and teaching yourself to inhale and exhale Inhale and exhale 5 times, like a flower opening and closing its bud. You walk back into the theater in the dark, and there are no tears because no one can find out what he did to you. So you order some popcorn and munch. You forget last year the same sunset watched you biting your tongue to silence a scream. It's true. This is not the first time a panic attack has wrapped its hands around your neck to choke you in public. He used to do it too. And then he took a scissor and snipped at your lady parts like a garden weed, and your hands are suddenly on fire. You, a woman who bled in love, has no love left for herself. You are with your new lover for 1 minute, but your kiss is your ex Frenching you without consent. I want to say, I am strong. I make art out of the trauma that refuses to leave my body or memory, but he keeps stabbing at it. I am running, I am running, I am running in a field of blue orchids. The sky has dropped on my chest. This freedom is a trap. And my sheets bury the filth of my skin. Sometimes for weeks, I remain frozen. Time asks if it could sit beside me and wait with me. The war is over, but my body is waiting for its sirens to loudly ring in my ears. The music stops moving my feet, my spine, a curving bowl of temple sounds. Tak, tak, ta, ta. I spin, I spin, I spin for hours, years in wait. I tell my lover I will kiss him another night, and I smile. Tonight, we will just try sleeping with the lights out. So that was that poem. This poem is really important to me when I wrote it because it was a very cathartic experience. But this poem is also important because it talks about domestic violence, and because of COVID, the cases of domestic violence have risen drastically, and it's quite disturbing. And the least we can do is support survivors, not gaslight them, and be there for them and accept them for their journey and their difficulties. The next poem is a political poem. It talks about the current situation here, and it's called These Were Really the Days. These were really the days. These were really the days where we walked wearing masks and we stood like goats ready to be hit with sticks. The vegetable vendor gave me broken eggs because he fell to the ground on his way to my street. He said, only the rich have sunny sides up. The rest of us are on the run. Rice is used for sanitizers instead of being boiled with dal, so a mother holds her children and jumps because drowning beats starvation on the pain scale. For how long could they pretend that this was an adventure, call it Hunger Games, where, I mean, the fittest, the richest survive? There is so much food, just not for them, until they break into a volunteer warehouse and fight. Everybody has a story and a history, but the hungry are wearing an invisibility cloak, standing in line, starving outside the grocery store, and you don't see them because it's inconvenient and your hands are carrying so many bags already. My hands are too. They are baking an upside down pineapple cake for my Instagram followers. My screams have a taste of its own. My lover licks my lips and says, I am vanilla essence. But the running eggs have made it moist and my honey so sweet, I wonder, how long can my hands shake as I bake? I would encourage those of us who are privileged to please donate. Migrant workers, sex workers are in a very difficult position. Their numbers have increased in lakhs. Lakhs of people are hungry. People are killing themselves, hurting themselves. And for as much as 500 rupees, you can feed an entire family of 12 people. So please donate if you can. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Meghna. That was lovely. Both your poems were extremely touching, and I think I speak for everyone in this virtual room when I say that your words touched us. There are several comments in our chat box. Someone saying your words touched my heart. Someone else said it's very courageous of you to put them into words and that you're very inspiring. And someone else says that the poems are so ineffably beautiful and stir the soul, and that it's very hard to put into words how all of us are feeling right now. Thank you, Meghna, for sharing, especially your first poem. I know that it's very hard to come out here and read and be this brave, and I thank you for sharing it with us. And thank you also for your second poem, which really highlights what those less fortunate than us are going through right now. And if anyone feels called to help in any way, I encourage you to do so. If anyone would like to unmute themselves and speak to Meghna or share your comments, we're happy to hear you.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Meghna, I've never heard something so beautiful. It just touched my heart, and it it's not something that we as privileged people face. If I talk about the second poetry, but each part of both your poetries was just so soothing to my heart actually, and I think most of us can relate to the first poetry because of the society that we live in. So thank you so much for sharing it. Thank you.
I'm so grateful to have you here with me, listening to my poems. I mean, there's no bigger honor to me than to have my poetry heard by such a empathetic, beautiful, kind audience. Thank you so much. And thank you for also just having empathy and kindness. Thank you.
Hi, Meghna.
Hi.
Hi. I just want to say that as uncomfortable and painful your words must have been for you to write, it was a very important, uh, I think, for us to actually understand and kind of empathize with your art, even if we have not personally gone through something like that. It's kind of just making us more empathetic and opening our eyes, and I'm very grateful for that.
Thank you so much. Really means a lot to me. Thank you. And yeah, you're right. I mean, domestic violence is something that we really need to talk about more as a society because having a support system is really important for survivors. And
Yeah.
it really helps them A, get out of the relationship, and B, start their own lives after having their self-esteem broken. So it is people like you who are coming forward and offering support and empathy that really helps. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Meghna. If would anyone else like to share their thoughts before we move on to the next? All right. Okay, thank you very much, Meghna. And if you have anywhere that you share your writing or your work, please put it in the chat box so that we can have people follow your work. It's incredibly inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Our next performer is performing a piece called Screaming Women. So if you're here, please begin. Okay, I think they aren't with us right now. So we'll move on and go to the next one. Our next performer is reading a poem called Without Warning. If you're here, please begin.
Hi, um, I will begin. This is called Without Warning. Like tripping on a flat surface, a pimple out of nowhere, often a loved one's last breath. Weather change, it erupts. When for the ninth time, I'm watching the same show because someone told me familiarity is comforting. But it doesn't care for my attempts to keep it at bay. It erupts in the depth of the night with a jolt, in a conversation with a haze, during a meal with a crudity. What was it this time? Was it the telephone ring, sound of someone chewing, two talking at once, or nothing? It erupts, interrupts, destructs temporarily. Without warning, I enter comatose. Thank you.
Thank you, that was very lovely. It's also quite hard hitting. Would you like to tell us more about your piece?
Sure. So this piece is about anxiety and how it strikes at any point, and you can't really control it, and it just gets in the way of life and what you're doing.
That was lovely. We have some comments for you in the chat box. People are saying thank you for sharing this with us, and that was beautiful and very relatable. Thank you.
Thank you.
If anyone would like to share their comments, we would encourage you to unmute yourselves now so that you can share your comments or your thoughts about this poem.
Hi, can I do it?
Sure.
So I think it was beautiful, very heart and relatable. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
Someone else in the chat box is also saying it was evocative yet calming. Thank you, everyone. We'll move on to the next performer. The next piece is called Non-Judgmental Chai. So if you're here with us, please begin.
All right. So my piece is titled Non-Judgmental Chai, and I'll begin. I sipped a brew of flavors: adrak, elaichi, chini, kulhad. The essence of leaves churning comfort slowly. No nosing around, no questioning. Skillfully, yet so kind. Rummaging through my mind's unkempt shells, setting them to peace, unlike those foreign flavors had in my head wired knots. Only this time to unknot, gently warming, leaving behind only an aromatic whiff of yesterday's episode, to camouflage as dark circles, or perhaps just to temporarily put them to sleep. Thank you. That was it.
That was lovely. Thank you for sharing. Would anyone like to share their thoughts? You can unmute yourselves or put a comment, write a comment in the chat box. We have comments coming in saying that it was very well worded, that it was comforting, and that it was beautiful. And thank you for sharing.
Can I say something?
Yes,
It's just
please.
very heart touching. I really liked it. Just soothing.
Thank you. I'm glad you liked it.
All right. If we have no further thoughts or comments, I think we can move to the next one. Oh, someone has also put in the chat box that it was a beautiful analogy, and that they didn't know that such a good poem can be written about tea. That's lovely.
Thank you. It was basically a poem about an anxiety episode and how the next day in the morning I tried to spend some time with a cup of chai, and how through the act or through the analogy of sipping chai, I recollected and lived through my experience of the episode again and tried to find solace out of it. Thank you. Yeah, we move to the next performer, I guess.
Lovely. Thank you. The next piece is called Woman. So if you're here, you can begin.
Hello. Hi, everyone. Woman, you were never broken. Not when you did not want to save your pain. Not when the sunshine was applauded more than your rain. You know you were expected to fumble, stay feeble and crumble under the inheritance of your own shame. All bets in place to twist your tongue into silence. Yet you surprised them with a scream. Sunset colors turned to gray. The moon and the stars were in disarray. The universe cried for your words. The trees, the sun, and the birds, pleading to lift this curtain of haze and set the sky ablaze. For all these years, you lived in fear of this world that thrives on hate and blames its own failures on fate. Come now, we've got some systems to shake and more barriers to break. Thank you.
What a lovely poem that was. Thank you very much for sharing. If anyone has thoughts, you can unmute yourselves and speak.
Hi, can I share?
Yeah, don't ask.
Okay, so it was just beautiful, felt very relatable, and thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
We have comments coming in saying that it was beautiful and thank you for sharing. And someone has given you a high five.
Thank you.
Someone is also saying that it was very inspiring and you have a wonderful choice of words there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lovely. Okay, if everyone's okay with it, we can move on to the next piece. I think we can. This one's called Restless. So if you're here, you can begin.
Hi. So this poem is about the irony of the word restless, and yeah, I'll just dive right in. For 2 months straight, you commit to doing nothing, knowing well rest, guilt, and unease come in a pack of three. But someday you think you will master the art of doing nothing. Then you will thrive, irrespective of lists and uncertainties. You jot down your plan of rest, another mission where you must excel. So you kick back with determination, but you falter and cave. Let guilt conquer. Your efforts at rest all go in vain. Why then is restless restless, meaning lacking rest? Thank you.
Thank you. That was very cool. If anyone has comments, feel free to share here or in the chat box. Someone's writing that it was very powerful and says thank you for sharing.
It felt very relatable because, especially when we are in this lockdown, we feel this very often. So, thank you for sharing it with us.
Glad you liked it. Thank you so much.
We have a message coming in saying that they loved the ending as well. So did I. That was something.
Thank you.
All right. Our next piece is called Talking Calendars. So if you're here, you can start.
All right, thank you so much. I will begin the poem. Talking calendars. I woke up in the middle of the night or the morning. Well, they blur into each other now anyway. I stood in the kitchen, sipping spilling water, when I heard the distinct murmur of hushed vector voices, digital laughs. My curious eyes caught the source, transfixed sideways upon my wall calendar. I saw them, black numbers locked in old boxes, static, frozen, all reflective of an eerie global silence, the chaos caused by a pocket virus of gargantuan potency, in a world steadily growing impotent, listless. I witnessed a parallel milieu, a nocturnal party of numbers, getting high by playing judge at a world they once controlled with their calendar time. I heard the dates on my calendar: hi fi, talk, prank, chuckle, game, an antakshari of adjectives to describe, chide, ridicule the world they saw around, whilst blocked long enough, zoomed, duoed, FaceTimed on a calendar screen page. S, silent, T, T, tired, D. E, E, eerie, E, E, elusive, E, E, empty, Y. I walked away quickly, panting, to my lone bed. That night again, my dreams were locked down, silent, tired, distorted, empty. Yeah, that's it. Thank you. I got a call in between, so I'm not sure if you missed a bit, but yeah, that was it.
I think we got it. Thank you very much. I absolutely loved it, and I think people are saying the same thing in the chat box. If anyone would like to share their thoughts, please feel free to do so.
Yes, so I don't know how
Hi, I don't
beautifully
think
you
we can
have
hear you. I think we missed something.
summarized
Okay, I think I lost
Speaking
someone.
because I can't hear anyone. Yeah,
Yeah, I think we lost her.
all right.
Can you hear
Lost her.
me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. So y- I don't know how beautifully you have just summarized our whole lockdown period and how we all feel these things and still we are not able to express it in words. So it was just very relatable yet beautifully written. Thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very glad you related to it and you found it nice. Thank you.
We have people in the chat box saying that was extremely fitting, and someone says catchy word antakshari in the middle. Lovely writing.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. I think we'll move on to the next one. I think this is our last poem that we've got planned for today, and then we can open up to whoever would like to read one later. So this one's called Things No One Told Me About My Depression. If you're here, you can begin.
Thank you so much. I just want to say thank you everyone for holding space so beautifully this evening. I felt very heard and I've loved listening to everyone's poems. Just a fair warning, mine's not a poem. It's more of ramblings from my journal that I've decided to put out into the world. So here goes. Things no one told me about my depression. It's going to stay. 2. On most days, you won't feel pleasure, but you also won't feel pain. So that's something. 3. But on some days, you're going to feel every little feeling in full technicolor. It's going to hurt in unimaginable ways. You always go back to being numb, don't worry. 4. Social interactions will become a performance art, and you, the artist, laughing, shimmering, twirling, performing. 5. You're going to stop caring about grooming yourself for yourself. You're still going to play a dress up, but that feeling you felt when strands of your wet hair touched your skin, what feeling? 6. You're going to make a lot of lists to feel more in control than you actually are. 7. You're going to feel broken, and this feeling will need love and nurturing to heal. 8. You are the type that will need both community and isolation to heal. You're a bit fucked, aren't you? 9. It's going to make you work harder than you ever have in your life. The world is going to tell you that this productivity is a gift. They're lying. 10. You're going to no longer have a God to pray to, but you're going to stay up nights trying to find one. 11. People around you are going to break, your people. You're going to show up for them, but you're also going to lose your mind a little bit more. It'll be worth it. 12. It's going to stay, and that's okay. Yes, thank you.
That was absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Someone says they got goosebumps while listening to you and that it was beautiful. If anyone would like to share their thoughts on this one, the floor is open. Someone says in the chat box that it was lovely and your writing beautifully proves that personal really is universal. And someone else also says that was so relatable and that this should be a poster on everyone's home.
Thank you. Y'all are lovely and extremely empathetic and kind. Thank you so much.
If anyone would like to share their thoughts on...
Hi,
Yes,
yeah.
sure.
So I would say that it's just something that no one actually ever tells us until we feel it on our own. So I think this should be shared in our textbooks, or just we should talk about this more often. So thank you so much for sharing it with us.
That's extremely kind. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to share their thoughts on this one? All right, I'm going to take that as a no. Now, the floor is open for the audience, whoever hasn't performed yet and would like to, on the themes of gender justice and mental health. You're most welcome to do so. Please remember that if your poem contains sensitive information, then you should give an appropriate trigger warning before you begin.
Hi, am I audible?
Hi, yes, you are.
Okay, so can I go now? Can I recite my poem?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so my poem is titled Best Friend. Today I met a great new friend who knew me right away. It was funny how my friend understood all I had to say. My friend listened to my problems. My friend listened to my dreams. We talked about love and life. My friend had been there too, it seems. I wanted my friend to understand how much this meant to me, the attitude of I, me, myself I had. Team it with affection is what she told me. Be firm with the big bad world and yet be lovable the way you are. But make sure you don't hurt your loved ones. Just try to be better than what you are. Remember, people change people, but the virtues instilled in you should never die. Learn from your problems and experiences. March ahead with your head held high. Family, friends, and teachers have made you what you are. Express your gratitude to them, their hopes you never mar. Feel good, think good thoughts, leave no room for negativity. Do not take anyone for granted. Respect each person's individuality. Listen and learn, evolve and inspire. Love this world the way it is. Your present will determine your future. Passion, knowledge, and fate are the keys. Don't let success get to your head. Don't let failure get to your heart. Open your mind and dig deeper for such wisdom, because come what may, it won't let you fall apart. While growing up and becoming mature, let the kid in you bloom, for the kid's humor and innocence shall pull you out of gloom. Now I wanted to hug my friend, but something startled me. Then I realized it was no one else but me on the voyage of self discovery, and the best friend was nothing but a mirror. That was my first poem. Shall I recite my second one immediately?
Hi, thank you very much for sharing that. That was lovely. If anyone, yeah, people are in the chat box. They're saying this is a great reminder for everyone. Thank you. And someone else said beautiful. If anyone would like to share their thoughts, they can mute their mics right now.
Hi, I would like to say that it's something that people who are trying to find themselves, or whenever we are, trying to learn more things about ourselves, we always feel this thing that, oh my God, I'm meeting a new person, or, it's a friend that relates to me. So thank you for sharing and putting it in words. It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. So basically, the idea was that whenever we feel depressed, but we don't have the resources like therapy or anything else that you love, you don't have access to it. Just obviously, it's not easy to cope up on your own, but sometimes, when you're feeling well, try to make up resources of your own. Just come up with cheery thoughts for yourself and just be your own best friend. That's what I was trying to convey.
It's lovely, thank you. And I think that makes sense also that if you have the strength to do so, I think we can be our best friends very well.
True.
Thank you for sharing. I think we'll go with anyone else who would like to share their poems first, and then we'll come back to you later.
Yes, that's okay.
Lovely. If anyone else has,
Can I go next?
yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. So the name of my poem is Changing World. And all our lives, people try to keep us aside. A girl, that's what you call an object to sleep and sell outside. She makes the world. Now the world is changing, and that's what scares the world. We are girls, but not what the world wants us to be. We will speak for what we feel. We are not a lust piece and not someone to ask out, please. Stop raising girls and start educating boys. My sister tie band of protection, even if I'm not a boy. Enough of what world wants and more of what we want to keep us high. I don't put makeup and wear skirt shorts. I love my pajamas and without makeup face, of course. Not because I want equal of men, but because I want to be the girl with her own face and stand. I don't have curves but scars. I'm not scared of love as I keep enough for my heart. Boys, please don't tell me what I need. Surely love and not what you think. Keep the thirst as she searched love. The decision that men took, the house she built was not even hers. The right to bring a life to the world, it's not even hers. From education to profession, it was all for the world, but the marriage was not even hers. The right to the equal was always denied. The tears were called dry. The love was fake, the emotions vague, the void not equal as feelings fade. The skin is thin indeed, as I grew up looking at men fart out loud, where women were even scared to cry out loud. Because what we do is emotions, and what we have feels, we are filled and free, strong enough to rise and breathe, not empty that we need a man to sleep. We don't need a shoulder to cry. We wipe our tears to sleep, because girls are not anymore asking for equal but taking their part. And I know it hurts hard. Even if we are alone, we are not scared to breathe. You hit us twice, and this time we fight back as we preach. Sorry for Me Too movements, because now we will fight at the first hit itself. Insecurities hurts. The business she runs, the walk she took alone, the life she made, the love she gave, and in the end, the world she made. The male ego is shattered and feeling scared indeed. I can hear it break lastly. The time is changing. You sleep with another woman and teach us money that you give. We are not afraid to stand, because now we don't ask for equal but take our part. You scare us with black days and we show you years of dark, because we women are never alone. We give birth and raise children alone. We stand for our country, we stand for ourselves. We don't think twice before doing right, as all we had was ourselves. We are filled with what we need, as we are the family you search outside. We are enough, we are right. All our lives, we search for love in relatives and shattered lives. We are sorry to disappoint you, but we are all we need. We need no man to protect our lives, because we are princess of a queen, and we need no king to complete the story of our lives. It's not just new India, it's new women born. Thank you.
Wow, that was lovely. Thank you for sharing with us. We have comments coming in saying it was powerful and that you sound like a seasoned spoken word poet. If anyone would like to share what they thought of that, the mic, the floor's open. You can unmute your mic. All right. I think we have no further comments on this one, but thank you very much for sharing. I think a lot of us resonated with it today.
Thank you.
All right. If anyone else would like to share their writing, the floor's open.
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so I would like to share two poems. One is by me and one is by my friend. So I'll start with my poem first. Something that I wrote to myself and maybe everybody else who must have gone through a hard time. So this is for you all. You have been the shoulder you needed to cry on. You have been the cell you needed to be reborn. You have been the road when you needed a guide. You have been that person you needed beside. You have been the hand you needed to stroke your head. You have gathered your pieces when life broke you dead. You have been the alarm you needed to wake yourself. You have been the critic you needed to shake yourself. You have been the tree when you needed a fruit. You have been a gun when you needed to shoot. You have given yourself love when you felt alone. You have been the water when everyone around was stone. You have been the numbers when you knew nothing but zero. You have been your own breath. You have been your own hero. That's it. That was the first poem.
Thank you for sharing. I think we all need to be our heroes sometimes, our own heroes. Someone in the comments is also saying thank you for sharing. If anyone has thoughts on this poem, you are free to voice them.
It was beautiful. I think I resonated it with a lot. And thank you for sharing and putting it in words. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that you liked it and felt it was relatable. Shall I go on with my second poem? Hello.
Hi, can we ask someone else whether they'd like to read first and then come back?
Yeah, sure.
Great. The floor is open. If anyone wants to share, please go ahead.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah,
Hi, we
may
can
I
hear you.
start with my hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello. Yeah. So my piece is titled Entwined, Trigger Warning, Self-Harm. Standing by the window, the gentle cool breeze of the starry summer night caresses my face. The hot coffee mug tightly held, my fingers feeling the warmth, give me an unique solace. I see an almost leafless creeper entwined in the grills of the window. The creeper tightly holding on to that grill reminded me of that one unfortunate night. The darkness completely engulfing me, tears flowing down from my bloodshot eyes, the mind and heart totally unsynced, my own thoughts battling among themselves, a weird anxiousness, mind itching to do something, but thoroughly confused. And then the mind stopped at thought completely void of scruples. Taking that paper knife on my study table, I made an incision on my wrist. A thin stream of warm crimson red blood oozed out. I felt no pain, no burn, but suddenly I was steeped in guilt. The red liquid oozing out was the wake up call. I could feel my life flowing away from me. Gathering myself up, I threw the paper knife away. Rinsing my face, I sat with my diary. That's where I found peace. All I needed was something to hold on, to support me. I needed myself. In the worldly process, I went adrift from myself. I was losing myself. I felt my life slipping away from my own hands. Family, friends, relationships are my strongest pillars. But I was not there for myself. I failed to find myself within me. That night, my own blood, my own skin, my own self, my own mind and heart was something I held on to. Completely tattered and leafless, just like this creeper right in front of me, holding onto the grill, vanquished completely. I held on to myself that night. Day by day, I grew tenderly with my own support, holding on to myself. I believe this creeper will soon be all lushy and blooming, holding on to that grill, entwined. Intertwined with myself again, I feel complete and flourished. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you for sharing. Um, it's brave of you to share this with us today, and I'm glad that you did. If anyone would like to share their thoughts on this one, the floor is open. Someone in the chat box says, thanks for sharing. It was very strong of you. Another person says, very powerful, and thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
Someone else is saying, more power to you.
Thank you.
Okay, I think we have time for one last poem from the audience. So if anyone would like to share their work and hasn't done so yet, please feel free. We have another comment coming in saying it was very brave of you to share to the last performer. Would anyone else like to share?
Hi, since no one is saying anything, can I share?
Sure.
Okay, so this poem is titled The Game Night. So I had written this poem inspired from a favorite show of mine called Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I wonder if anyone listening has watched it. It's a super awesome show, and I had written this poem considering one of my favorite characters on the show. It was a very important episode that I was inspired from. The central character, one of the central characters, was coming out to her parents. So, since the theme of today's open mic is gender justice, I thought of sharing it. So, here goes. That night wasn't like any other night. That night was the game night. Over Pictionary with her parents, she bonded. The little gatherings made her happy and grounded. She's scary like tsunami and secretive like sea. Dressed in dark shades, she exudes mystery. Make no mistake, she's attractive with vengeful eyes. There's no BS with her and absolutely no lies. So, what was special about this game night? Was there something wrong that she wanted to make right? In her hug freaks and smiley morons, her nicknames for her parents, what did she want to confide? There was a part of her that she kept hidden but didn't want to hide. When it was her turn to draw something profound, she drew a picture of two girls with hearts all around. Her mother's guesses went from sisters to friends, taking a whole new route. She didn't realize her daughter was actually coming out. When the daughter gave up and yelled, "It's a wedding," her parents thought it was shocking and appalling. They couldn't wrap their heads around an idea so obscene, and here she was hoping her parents won't make a scene. All she wanted that night was to be accepted. She was afraid her parents would make her feel rejected. Dejected, she stormed out of the game night with no clue about the ending of this fight. The next day, her father wept about behaving poorly. He hugged and apologized to her profusely. She understood it's new to him, but she's still the same. Being bisexual, she explained, ain't a matter of shame. Her mother is still disturbed by the revelation. For how long will her child remain bereft of her affection? The family game night is to be put on hold for a while. They're learning to accept, but they still have to go miles. Her friends stepped up and admired her courage. They brought game night to her just to encourage. Every human deserves to live with dignity and grace. Every time someone steps up and says who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place. That's all.
Thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. Uh, there are comments in the chat box saying that was a beautiful ending, and thank you for sharing. Beautiful work. And another one saying that was really nice. We have more coming in saying that was beautiful. If anyone would like to share their comments, the mic, the floor is open.
Thank you so much for sharing. I think it was beautiful, and the way you have related everything and put it in words, it was amazing.
Thank you so much. I recommend you all to watch the show.
Thank you very much. Someone else is also saying it was really beautiful. So thank you for sharing that with us. All right. I think that we have come to the end of our evening. But before we go, I would like to invite Sabah, who is still here, thank you very much, to read her first poem again, Oj Nazar Ka. Sabah, if you're here.
Yeah, I am here.
Thank you.
Sure. So, Boj Nazar Ka, as I said, is about the unwanted male gaze, and it's written by Akila. बोझ नजर का, तुम्हारी नजर मुझ में ऐसी गड़ी, चिटक कर मैं साकित सी रह गई खड़ी। कोई नश्तर सा पेवस्त बदन में हुआ, निगले जाने का एहसास तन में हुआ। वार तूने हवस का किया तीर से, मैंने तोड़ा वह हिम्मत की शमशीर से। तुमने सोचा कि शायद मैं डर जाऊंगी, होके दोहरी शर्म से मैं मर जाऊंगी। तेरी गलती भुला दूं ये ठाना मैंने, चाहा कुवत को अपनी आजमाना मैंने। अपनी नफरत नजर से बयां कर गई, तीखे तेवर में बढ़कर अया कर गई। मेरी हिम्मत पे जो तू खटक सा गया, बोझ तेरी नजर का झटक सा गया। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Sabah. Thank you once again for being with us. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We've come to the end of our night, and I think what set out to be a fun exercise in poetry reading turned out to be very meaningful for us by anonymizing the reading, because I felt like this was a very safe space for us to share our work. If anyone has thoughts on tonight or anything at all, please feel free to share here or in the chat box. Someone just said, beautiful Sabah, such a powerful sharing. And thank you, everyone. Thank you. We're glad to host this night with all of you here. It's been a warm, lovely evening. If anyone would like to share, you can do so right now.
Hi. So this is one of the best sessions that I had with One Future Collective. And it's just beautiful to see so many strong people come and talk about their stories through poetry. So thank you so much for conducting this. Really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure for us to do this. And we are incredibly and very pleasantly surprised at the turnout and the wonderful work that everyone has shared tonight. So thank you all. Someone's writing, thank you so much, OFC, and every single one of you. I feel emotional, empathetic, and moved right now. And someone else says, thank you for holding space so beautifully. To the host and to OFC, thank you very much for being here. I just want to make note of this, we couldn't admit more people who came in later because we did have a time restriction, and also because of the sensitive nature of tonight's performances, we didn't want to have any breaks or interruptions. So apologies for those who couldn't make it today. Would anyone else like to share their experiences from tonight?
Hey, I just had a question. Would you be sharing the recording?
Yes, we will. We'll be sharing it soon.
Okay. It was wonderful. Your hosting was amazing, especially your comments also after all the performances. And really, thank you for hosting this, because in this lockdown, it felt like connecting with someone on an emotional level, which was really great. Thank you.
We're glad we could hold this space for everyone here today. It's been a wonderful experience for us as well. There's someone in the chat box saying, what an incredible session. Being vulnerable felt very powerful. Yes, I put it the same way. Someone else is saying, being an introvert, I never thought I would be able to read my piece out in front of anyone, but gladly I could recite my piece to a wonderful, empathetic audience. Thank you very much for sharing. If anyone has questions about tonight or about One Future Collective, maybe in general, you could ask right now before we wind up. Someone else in the chat is also saying, thank you everyone for sharing, felt very powerful. I think the feedback is consistent here, because I think what tonight has given us is just a sense of safe and community and caring and kindness. And we're really happy that we could bring this to everyone and be part of it as well.